Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. As it's another Monday, Martin Luther King Day by the way, we're going to be celebrating another Mythic Monday, and today we're going to be looking at all of the custom Mythic Legions figures that I created in 2023. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, starting off with the very first figure that I customized in 2023. We're kicking things off with our good buddy Bill Bones Broken Shield. Now, you guys will know in the video that I posted about this, what I did is I did a live build of this guy. I had some friends of mine that I reached out to in the Mythic Legions community, and I asked them to send me some parts and pieces, and don't tell me what it's going to be. Don't tell me what you're sending me, and I'm going to build a guy live, create a character live on screen, and I did that, and Bill Bones Broken Shield has made a lot of appearances in my reviews over the last year as my stand-in height comparison for Mythic Legions. I love this guy. I made him out of an articulated head, some barbarian parts, some gladiator parts, and some skeleton parts, and the whole idea was that he was a famous gladiator in the gladiatorial arena, and he was hit on his left side with a mythical enchanted weapon, and it basically disintegrated the flesh and the muscle and all of that on the left side of his body and his head, and he's become a half human, half skeleton warrior, and he still fights in the arena. So that's the deal behind old Bill Bones Broken Shield. Next up on my customs list was a figure that I really hope one day the Four Horsemen get around to making, maybe in a 2-pack. I would love it in a figura obscura, and that is my version of Beowulf. So I used a lot of parts from Dubon. I bought an extra Dubon figure just to make this guy. I used the cloak from the Waltor 2-pack from Legions Con. We've got a custom head, and you can find the video from all the heads that I bought at Legions Con in this video here, and in a link in the descriptions below. And you can see that you can see all the heads that I bought from Legions Con just to make some of these specific characters. I believe that this is Swig's leather shoulder pauldrons, and I pulled the Super 7 Conan sword from one of my extra Conan figures for his legendary sword that Beowulf fights with. Next up on the list is my version of Halir Golden Tooth. He is probably my favorite Mythic Legions figure of all time. I have never had a chance to own him. I wish I had. I would love to have the original someday. He looks incredible, but he's just too expensive on the secondary market. I will just never be able to own him. So what I did was I bought an extra Cavern Dwarf buck, and I just used that and made this little guy. So this is my tribute, my version of Halir Golden Tooth. I tried to copy the armor best I could, and then kind of put my own little spin on it, but I absolutely love this guy. He's my favorite dwarf in my collection, and he's also a tribute figure. I just absolutely love this guy. I love the wings. I love the color pattern. If I could ever own a Halir one day, that would just be like a dream come true. He clearly is my grail for Mythic Legions. But yeah, I love this little guy. He just looks incredible. Now, I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and I had just finished Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I wanted to build a tribute figure to Assassin's Creed, to my version of an assassin. So we got a lot going on here. First of all, this is the new Valiant Knight body that I picked up at Legions Con. The cloak here came from Max Bird. It's his one of his custom cloaks, and the belt that goes across his chest came with that set. let's see here. Of course, that is going to be the red sash from the Mask of the Red Death figure. And then I even put a little cut a blade and like fixed it to his glove, so he even has like a little hidden blade thing going on there, which I really, really love. I think I'm using the feet and hands from like the leather gloved foot and hand pack, and that's the Attila Leasir head sculpt underneath that cloak. Those are extra Debon arms that I painted white to kind of complete the look. But yeah, this is my tribute to Altair or any other assassin. This is my version of what an assassin would look like in Mythic Legions. All right, so this is a character that's near and dear to my heart. Every time I play D&D with a new group of friends, I always play the same character, and that is a dwarf ranger archer, and his name is Grim Fellquiver. I absolutely love the idea of a dwarf being a stealthy, quiet archer, sniper type kind of character. And I knew when I got this head at Legions Con, I knew this is exactly what I was going to be doing with it, is building my own version of Grim. Now, this was also the first time I tried out dyeing cloth. This is Dubon's cloak, and I dyed it sort of like, I believe the color that I got was called peacock green, but it's most definitely not like a peacock green. It's a very olive drab foresty kind of color, and I really love the way it comes out. I made sure that I was happy with the cloak first before I painted the hood, so I can sort of match the hood to the cloak as best I possibly could, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it the other way around. But yeah, this is a look at my favorite dwarf archer, one that I play in D&D, Grim Fellquiver. From the moment I saw the Mask of the Red Death, I just had this vision of him draped in all black with a golden mask. This is sort of like my take on a demon of greed, someone who gives people their wish of all the money and gold in the world, but everything they touches, everything that they touch with their greedy fingers turns to death and destruction. And so this was another piece where I had to dye all of the fabrics. It took me 3 times dyeing all of the fabrics to get the black to override the red and it not come out as like a dark red. But yeah, I think it looks great. I think it came out great. It's a very striking design that the Four Horsemen came up with, and I love this version of it, the black and the gold. And you can see, like, I painted the fingertips gold to show that, like, when they touch something, it gives you what you want, but it also takes away and destroys things. So I love this idea. The black and the gold look great together, and boy, this guy is menacing. Now onto some Ogre scale figures. We have this massive Ogre that I got. This was the one that was packed in with the reinforcements wave. It was just a bland, boring green troll with that, you know, the same head that we'd seen before, and very drab, non-painted armor. So everything head to toe on this guy, other than the body, was painted by me. I did all the paints for everything throughout this whole video. This was a head that I picked up at Legions Con. Again, you can check out that video in the link in the description below. I painted the harness, the belt, all of the arm gauntlets, the boots. I put a nice like mud stain on the boots, like he'd been trudging through the battlefield for quite a while. And I love the way this guy come out. It took a figure that I was not excited about, just a boring figure, and it made it something massive and new and different. Now, this is one of my favorite customs that I've done here. So I saw this on Facebook. There was a user, his name is Jeremy Wilson, and he has a head for sale called the Dragos head. It's very much like a Thanos looking head. He also did this thing where he had like an axe hand like put into the hand, so I was able to fashion that in a way to where like the axe is removable, and then you just put the hand back on. Nothing's been, you know, altered or tampered with there, other than the, you know, one small axe handle made to fit into the hand. But I did buy an extra set of the shoulder pads off of eBay from the Ogre accessory pack, and painted them up. But I just love this idea of there being a Thanos looking Ogre scale figure in the wave. I did buy this extra, I believe this is Decibalus, the Ogre scale vampire, while I was at Legions Con, and I knew I would do something with him, but just didn't know what exactly I would do, and that's how this came out. All right, now this is a bonus custom figure here. This is my custom Hellboy. I bought the shoulder pads, the arm, the sword, the flame effect, effect in both heads off of a user from Facebook like maybe 2 years ago. That's why this is like an honorable mention, because I didn't make him in 2023, but he is a custom that's in my collection that I absolutely love. And of course, this is a red Krampus body that I used here for the base, and I just absolutely love these parts and pieces. And I love the fact that, you know, I have a Hellboy in my Mythic Legions collection. I love Hellboy. He's one of my favorite characters. And the fact that, you know, he just fits in so well with the Mythic characters that I just absolutely dig it. So there you have it. There is an overall look at the 8 Mythic Legions figures that I customized and made myself in 2023. And one honorable mention there with Hellboy. I do have another Dwarf planned that I bought the Dwarf weapons pack from Legions Con, and I'll be using that to create a bluish gold dwarf that matches sort of like that armor and weaponry. But that'll come later, and when I do, I'll share that. But you know, as this was another Mythic Monday, I thought I would take a look back at 2023 and all the custom figures that I made. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe there's some inspiration here for you to make some figures. You know, I am not a good customizer. I just kind of do what I do. I just put the pieces together and see what happens. You know, don't be afraid to paint these guys. They take paint straight away very well. You don't have to like prime them or anything. They just work. They you know, don't be afraid. Just get in there with a little bit of paint, put a couple of gold rivets on some armor and see what happens, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think anybody can customize Mythic Legions figures. Of course, there are the masters out there like Jeremy Gerard and Emil Wickman. Like those guys, you know, Eric Miller, those guys are the best. You know, I'm just a novice. I just do what I do and have fun doing it and add some unique pieces to my collection. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this Mythic Monday. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.